Resilience, it's adapting well to difficult situation. Resilience requires honesty about how hard things are. We have to be able to acknowledge how difficult something is so that we'll learn how to adapt to it and recover from it.
Yeah, I definitely think that is a key part of resilience, and it makes you stronger, right? I mean, it's if you practice it, the more you practice, the better you get at it, right? And the better
Oh,
you'll be.
absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's one thing with resilience that just isn't always, again, when we talk about like our national dialogue on mental health, I love that to me, one of the real silver linings of the pandemic was it put mental health and wellness like on our radar as a society and the importance of access to mental health care and knowledge about how to support your mental health. But I think one of the things with resilience that often is still overlooked a bit is that it really is a process and it absolutely is a skill that can be built and practiced and strengthened. And I think that's something that doesn't always come across that clearly. I feel like in general, probably the general understanding of resilience is still like, hey, I'm a resilient person or I'm not. And if I'm not, it's just going to be more of a struggle for me. When in fact, positive psychology science is telling us more and more resilience is something each of us can absolutely build and strengthen within ourselves.
And when you talk about the gratitude practices, like I think we spoke kind of generally about the definition. Do you have examples of like realistic practices that you can provide here? Maybe, some of our listeners are able to take a specific, exercise and apply it to their day to day when
Like,
it comes.
yeah. So I think this is the biggest thing to keep in mind with gratitude, even when we talk about the practices that you can employ. Gratitude is not about trying to kind of sweep under the rug negative events or challenges or struggles that we're having. Gratitude is all about, gee, things are hard right now, and here are still things in my life that I appreciate or that I'm grateful for. So I think that's the first thing people need to understand about a gratitude practice. You absolutely can practice gratitude while still acknowledging and, knowing that things are not where I want them to be at the moment, or this is a huge challenge that I'm dealing with. In terms of the practices themselves, the bottom line is try to keep it simple and consistent. That's where we really see the best results. A lot of people, and a lot of folks have probably heard of this, a lot of people like to sometimes create gratitude journals where they actually write down, two, three, four things over the course of that day that they were grateful for or that they were thankful for. For some folks, just having the ability to kind of mentally note those things doesn't need to be written, just being able to mentally note those things over the course of a day can be really effective.